Hey friends, welcome back to Llama Mama Kayla's Yarn Tube. I'm Kayla. Thank you for stopping by today and hanging out with me. I am going to be crocheting a gummy worm today, and so I just thought I'd share that with you guys and show you what I'm doing. I am using Premier Parfait Chunky Neons, and this particular color right here is Neon Flamingo. And this color is Electric Lime. So my game plan is to do half of it in the pink color and the other half in the green color. So I'm not just going to sit here and fight with it and try to find the center pull. So I'm just going to take my label off and just pull it from the outside is what I'm going to do. I do have a Yarn Jeanie. I'll probably end up going and getting it at some point, but right now I'm sitting down here and I'm not going to go to that end of the house because my husband is asleep. So I'm just going to stay right here and be quiet and work on my project. And I am using a 6mm hook. This yarn is a 6 super bulky yarn. This does work up nicely. I like projects made with this. I'm making a slip knot, and I'm gonna put that on my 6mm hook, which is a J hook. All right, so I'm going to start off and I'm going to chain 2. You can also do a magic ring if that's what you wish to do. This is just my preferred way. And then I chain 2, and in that first one I'm going to do 4 single crochets. So I have 1, 2, 3, and let me get one more in there, and 4. I'm gonna go ahead and put a stitch marker in my last stitch so I don't get lost there. Sometimes with these plushy yarns it's hard to see all your stitches. And I'm also going to use that to count back 4 stitches. 1, 2, 3, and I guess 4 is right over there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I'm going to go in that first stitch I made, and sometimes I do put a stitch marker in my first stitch just so that it's easy to find it, but I didn't this particular time. So I'm going to go through and put, if I can get both of my stitches, if I can get my loops on there. My hands are not wanting to work correctly, and this is a bad time for them to decide that they don't want to work. I'm sorry about that. I don't know. I struggle sometimes, but I'm not editing that out because this is real life, and that's just the way it is sometimes, and I'm sure I'm not the only one. Okay. So I'm going to pull my yarn through there. And I'm going to put 2 single crochets in each one of those 4 stitches. So I should have 8 in just a moment. If I can get my my hook to go back through there. Okay, so that's 2. Now I need right here. Okay. 3 and 4. The next stitch, 5 and 6. That's increasing all the way around to turn that 4 into 8. Now I'm going to take my stitch marker out. And that's number 7. And one more is number 8. Now I am going to put my stitch marker in my last stitch. Some people like to put it in their first stitch of the row, and it's no right or wrong way. You just put it in whichever one you're most comfortable doing or you're used to doing, whichever one makes sense to you. This is just what I do, and I'm not trying to change how you crochet. You do it ever how you want to. So I am going to count back to 8 and see that I have the right amount of stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that's 8 right up in there. Okay, so that was row 1, and now starting with row 2, we're going to go in that first. We're just going to crochet all the way around the 8 stitches. That's how many stitches we have now. And so I'm just going to crochet in each stitch going around, 1 stitch in every stitch. We're not increasing, we're just doing 1 stitches. And you'll notice that my project is cupping up. That's very normal, but we're going to have to turn it the other direction to cup up. I'm trying to make sure that that is not a new stitch. That is the one that I pulled in. Yeah, right here. Okay. I'm having a little trouble getting my hook through there. I made my single crochets kind of tight, and I shouldn't have been so tight with them. Okay, and I'm back to my last one, so I'm going to put 1 single crochet in there, and then I'm going to turn this out correctly. Your project will want to cup up, but it wants to cup up towards you, and that is not correct. I'm going to put my stitch marker back in so I don't lose that last stitch, or you may be putting it in your first, and that's okay. Alright, so we want to turn this the other way, because see this right here, our starting chain, our starting tail, we want that inside the bowl. The noodle goes in the bowl, so you want to push this out. Just take your thumb and push that out like that, and your noodle should be inside your bowl, not on the outside. So this is the outside of your project, and that's the inside of your project. So once you just stuff that tail down in there, and now we can continue crocheting because our noodle is inside the bowl, knot on the outside. So that was row 2 or 3. That was row 3, I guess. So now we're just going to crochet a single crochets all the way around, one in every stitch. Well, all right. And then after this row, I'm going to stop and put my eyes in, because it would be too difficult to try to put eyes in if you got very long on this. If your gummy worm got too long, you wouldn't be able to reach up in there to put your eyes. So I'm going to do my last stitch. Replace my stitch marker. Alright, and now I'm going to get my safety eyes out. Oh, I have some over here. Look at there. And see what size I'm going to use. Now, I have a bunch of these tiny, tiny eyes, but I think they're too tiny. So, I'm going to try to get this next size up here. This right here. And I'm not sure what millimeter these are. I don't have a way to measure those. And I'm going to get 2 backings and hope that they fit. Sometimes I get backings and they don't seem to fit, because they end up in a box like this, and I never know what backings go with what eyes, you know. You know how that is. So I'm just going to look at my little gummy worm here. First, I'm going to pull that stitch out some so I don't lose it, and just remove my hook so it'll be easier to work with. And so right here, about on the second row area, 1, 2, below the second row, somewhere right here, I'm just going to put my safety eyes. Something like that, with maybe a space, 1 stitch in between. I mean, the eyes can be really close. It doesn't matter. If you put them too far apart, that might look weird, right? That looks a little too far apart, but then that looks awful close together. So whatever looks best to you, I'm just going to stop right there and try to put one of these backings on here. No, you know what? I am going to hot glue these in, because it's just going to come right through. Now, if you have some white felt or any color felt, you can cut a piece of felt with a little slit and put your eye, put it on the back of your eye, and then put your safety eye pieces. But I'm just going to hot glue mine in, and that will hold it in there and will not let it come out. And sometimes that's the way you have to do with you know, yarn that might have bigger holes in it. Okay, friends, I was giving my glue gun a little bit of time to warm up. And like I said, I'm not going to use these backings to these eyes because I'm going to put hot glue. And I believe that's going to keep the eye from going in or out. Either way. If I can just go. There it goes. So I'm going to put these backings back in there. I kind of wish I had a little bit bigger eye. But that's what I have to work with. And so that's what I'm going to have to use. Okay, so I've let this heat up some. Maybe it's warm enough. And I'm just going to put this all around one of the eyes. I'm focusing on one eye at a time. And I'm just globbing the glue in there. All over the back of that eye. Into the yarn. Just trying to make sure it is set in there. And that the eye is going to glue and not go anywhere. So I'm letting that dry a little bit. I don't really want to glue, I don't want to glue my worm shut. I want to keep it open, and I don't want to glue into the stitch that I need to go in, or that will be a mess, right? Now I'm going to kind of rotate it over and glue around this other eye in there. And let me just look and see if I have enough glue in there towards the back of the eye, you know. You know what I mean? I just want to make sure I got a whole pool of glue in there. So now I just need to let that glue get cool and harden to dry. Okay, so I gave my glue a little time to harden in there, you know, to get cold and set up and not be hot glue anymore, be cold glue. So that was my row 1, 2, let me see 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to start row 5 and just go all the way around. I was afraid of that. I thought I might have got glued too close to those stitches. And so it may be hard to get it through some of these. Let me see if I can. I was really afraid that the glue was setting on some of the stitches. And it is right up next to them. All right. I made it around, so that's good. But I don't know if I still have 8 stitches. To be honest, I don't know if I still have 8 or if I lost a stitch in there. Let me see. I'm at my last stitch here, so I'm going to take my stitch marker out and put my stitch in and count and see how many stitches I have, because I feel like I don't have 8 anymore. I don't know where they went. I went in the same one. Let me see. Trying to go in the next. Alright, let's just see. How many stitches do I have now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let me see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I lost a stitch somewhere along the way. So I had 8, and now I have 7. I don't know where that stitch went. I'm trying to see. Where did I miss a stitch at? Maybe right there, I don't know. So what I'm going to do is pull my stitch out of that last stitch and put my stitch marker back in it. And I'm just going to redo this row. I'm going to pull it out and redo this row because I was focusing on trying to get my crochet hook through there and not really focusing on how many stitches I was getting. So, opening that back up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So, somewhere in there, I lost a stitch, but we're going to create it again. I'm going to go ahead and just increase in this first stitch that I have. I'm just going to go ahead and do 2 in there. So we'll have 8 again. Or I will. Hopefully you have 8. Okay. So that's 2 stitches. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. And where my stitch marker is going to be number 8. Okay, guys, so when I'm crocheting just a small circle like this with 8 stitches, that stitch marker is in my way. So I'm going to I'm going to put my stitch marker about right here, and I'll know when I come back around there that somewhere above that is my last stitch. This is a worm, so it is not the end of the world if we, don't get the right amount of rows or we end a stitch too soon or anything like that. Seriously, it's just a worm. So that was my row 5, I believe. So I'm just going to start with my row 6 and just put 1 stitch in every stitch. And I should have 8 stitches now. I mean, I did just now when I counted them. But hopefully I can keep 8 stitches all the way around. Maybe, maybe not. Who knows? But you can always, if you figure out that you're off, you can always throw an increase in there to, get you back on count. But it's just a worm. And if you have to increase somewhere, it's not going to hurt it. It's not the end of the world. It's still going to be cute. This is row 6, right? Yeah, I believe so. And so we're going to go 10 rows with this pink here. And I am using the Parfait Chunky Neons. And if you decide you want to order some neons to make some gummy worms, I have a Premier link in my description box right up under this video. So you can click on that and I will get a couple pennies from that. It doesn't cost you anything to use that link, but it'll give me a little bit of yarn money. So that was row 6. So I'm going to go on to row 7. these should work up really quick. I think they would be great in a crochet market booth. And yeah, and you could just mix and match any of the colors. Premier has this yarn in, I'm gonna tell you what colors they have it in real quick. The neons comes in a neon yellow, the lime green or electric green, there's the pink, there's a purple, and there's an orange. And so you can mix any of those together. It doesn't have to be, you know, they're gummy worms. Which I do not eat sour gummy worms. I don't eat sour anything. But, and I don't know if they have these that look like this that are not sour. I don't know. But anyway, that was the end of my row 7 or so. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I'm going to go to row 10 before I change. Now you can put a pipe cleaner in this to make it bendable and all that. So we might try it with one. I'm not really comfortable with putting pipe cleaners in things for kids because sometimes the end of the pipe cleaners can poke out and poke and scratch. So I don't know. I might try one stuffing and one adding, you know, bending a pipe cleaner and twisting it around it, you know, itself, and bend up the ends where there's no sharp points, and try that also. I'll just try it different ways and see what I like. But yeah, I think I could make up a bunch of these and put in my market booth, and they would be really cheap. And that way kids could, you know, actually get something when they're shopping. Sometimes, you know, parents might pay just a few dollars for kids something. So you can do as many rows as you want. I was going to do 10 of each color just because I think that's a good number. But, you know, you could do 8 and 8 or... And worms don't always have to be all the same size. I've seen short worms, long worms, fat worms. So you can't mess this project up, okay? You can't mess this project up. And I think because we're using this Parfait Chunky, that they're just going to be really cute anyway. And I like pink and green together. That has always been one of my favorite color combos. Pink and green. And when you put your eyes in, if you're going to put eyes in it, or you might embroider your eyes, or whatever you're comfortable doing, you can go higher if you want to. I just thought that was a good start right there for me. I think these are cute. So let me see how many rows I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm going to go one more row because I said I was going to do 10. And that will be 10 of this color. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no. Come on. Oh, my hook was wanting to get caught up. Caught up on all the drama up in there and not come through for me. All right, I just want to make sure I'm... Sometimes it's, you know, you have to stop and feel to see where that next stitch is. I might put a little stuffing up in this, and so since I've already went down a little ways, I can just put a little stuffing up in here at the edge of it and use a crochet hook to push it on up down around the eyes so it gets further up in the head. Okay, so I'm going to stop right there. and start with my green. So what I did was I started that single crochet, but I didn't pull my yarn through yet. Here, I'm gonna show you just a second. Let me find the end of this. It's probably stuck down in the yarn, isn't it? Yep, I knew that. Okay, so I pulled up my loop, and like I would pull this through, but I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna switch to my green, and I'm gonna leave just a little bit of tail, and I'm going to pull it through, and I'm going to go ahead and make my next stitch and get my working yarn and pull it through and do my next stitch. I can probably just go ahead and do a couple of stitches, but I'm going to stop and tie that green tail and that pink tail together and then stuff them down in here. Alright. Before I get too far and get it too deep or anything, I'm going to go ahead and take this pink and cut it. You just need a short little tail. Okay, put my pink over here. Okay, so I have my green tail and my pink tail, and I'm just going to tie those together into a knot, and I might tie just a couple of knots in it, just to make sure it is secure. So okay, there's 2 knots in it. I should go one more time because third time's a charm, right? Okay, I just feel like that's secure, and I'm gonna take my finger, my little pinky here or whatever, and just push those down in there so they'll be up inside it. Now you could put a marble or something in there if you wanted it to be like a fidget toy to run something up and down the worm, or you could stuff it, or you could put a pipe cleaner in there so it's bendy. There's no rules. You do whatever you feel like doing. Okay, now I'm back to the beginning. So this is the second row of green, and I want to go 10 times, 10 rounds. And I guess I'm going to stuff some stuffing in there in the end, or should I stuff some now maybe? You know, you just use your own judgment of what you think you should do. I am going to go ahead and stuff my pink a little bit. Here, I got some stuffing right over here. It's not going to take a whole lot of stuffing. I just made sure that that was unplugged. Let's see. And I'm just going to get a crochet hook. Yeah, I better go ahead and start stuffing it now before it gets too long and I don't have a crochet hook the size of the, you know, the length of the worm. So I'm just going to use some stuffing. Use this crochet hook and put some stuffing down in there. It'll be okay. Now my hook is right here at the eyes, and so I'm just going to trying to put a little. Yeah, I got it. I got some down past the eyes. That's what I was going for. I'm not going to stuff it real tight. I just want to give it a plushy look, right? Yeah. So I've got it stuffed to about right here. That's cute. Okay. Alright, I'm going to crochet a few more green rounds and then stuff it some more. So I don't want stuffing right here at my end where I'm crocheting, because then it just, you know, pulls out and gets all in my way. So you can make a whole little family of gummy worms, ever how many you want to make. This is really a quick make. And I think it'd be great for crochet market booths. Yeah, I was kind of worried that I got too many stitches there on my green. I don't know, but if it does, it does, you know. Have you ever crocheted a worm before? I thought this would be a fun little project and just be cute. And quick. This can be quick and let's see. I'm just crocheting around and then I'll stop and count the rounds and see. Well, come on. Sometimes my yarn just, you know, my hook gets caught up on yarn and it just don't want to come through. And you just have to relax it and try to pull it a different way. I think it's very cute in this Parfait Chunky, and I like the neon colors for it. I don't have the purple. If I do, I can't find it. I thought I did. I thought I had a skein in each of the neon colors, but I'm not finding the purple. I found all my other colors, but I did find a blue that's not really neon because they don't have a blue in this collection, but I found a blue that would work. So I might pair it with the yellow or something. Yeah, isn't that cute? I've only went 4 rows. It seems like I've then went 20 rows. That 4 rows felt like 20. I mean, I felt like I'd been crocheting with the green for a little while, but I guess not. So I'm going to stop when I get around to the back. Wait a minute, let me make sure I didn't skip. I didn't. I'm going to stop when I get around to the back and go ahead and stuff a little more. And I don't want to get, you know, so far that my hook won't push down far enough in there. Okay, I'm going to pull my loop up and just see about putting a little more stuffing in there. Whew, maybe I should start with a smaller piece. Okay, I got it started, so let me pick this up. Well, you know what? I don't know if I like the stuffing or not. Well, if I could twist it kind of like, you know, it might be okay, but I don't want to stuff it too much and it be too stiff. If you know what I mean, and you can't like bend it. I don't want it to be like just a straight straw. So if it's kind of just where you can bend it kind of like that, then it'll look okay. But just don't stuff it till it's too straight. Okay, so how many rows of green do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So I'm just gonna go around, I guess, 5 more times since I wanted 10 of each color. Let me feel. Okay. You might make these a lot faster than I can, just because I'm, you know, struggling just a little bit. But I'm getting it done. Yeah, I think I'm going to make some of these up in all the different colors and put these in my booth. For a few bucks. What would you guys put on them? I like this color combo. But I think the yellow and the blue that I have, which is not a neon blue, and I'm not sure what blue it is because the label came off, but I'll show it to you. I'll show you what colors I do have that I'm going to be using. My pink, got a little pink fuzz on it there, but I'll wipe it off. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Am I still just on 7? Do you ever do that? Do you ever feel like you should be about done and you hadn't done enough rows yet? So I guess I guess that would make it probably about 8. As long as I can make this kind of squiggly looking, I think it'll be cute. But if it's just a straight tube with no flexibility, I don't think it will be as cute. But like I said, you can try a pipe cleaner. I thought I would just stuff this one. I might try a pipe cleaner on another one and just see, you know, how it feels. Ooh, let me see how many rows I got. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I'm gonna go ahead and do this last row all the way around. And that will be 10 rows of pink and 10 rows of green, so 20 rows in all. And you can make yours a solid color. But I think the gummy worms, I know the sour gummy worms, I think they're 2 different colors from what I remember seeing. Like I said, I don't eat them, but sometimes I buy them for my neighbor kids. When they go to Dollar Tree with me, they'll get the sour gummy worms. I always let them get a treat when we're there. And I think I about got 10 rows of green. I'm going to just count that one more time just to kind of be sure, you know. I want it to look kind of evenish. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, I think that's good. Now I'm going to slip stitch into this one, and I'm probably just going to leave a tail to just close that up. But let me look at it and see. Put it in like a S shape. You can use a different yarn to close it up. That would probably be better, because if you pull on this yarn too hard, you can break it. So a different type of yarn to close it up would be better. I'm going to look at this and make sure it is still bendable before I close it, because I, can always take some out. Yeah. So I was thinking I would, let me see if I can put this on a needle. No, I was going to get that pink off of there. Okay. I was going to put this on a needle and see if I can just kind of whip it through here and pull it closed, but I probably should have used a acrylic yarn so I could pull it tight like a drawstring, because this may not be, it may not pull up too well. It's doing, but now it stopped. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and just keep sewing it up. keep sewing it up to close it up is what I'm going to do. And see if I pull that, does it close it up any? Yep, look at there, it's closed up. So I'm just going to go through here and through there and kind of just weave this around, trying to close it up a little. And then you can just take your yarn and just poke it in, go up and come out somewhere higher up in the body, and pull your yarn through and then snip off whatever pokes through, or you can take the head of your needle and just push it down in there. Take off the stitch marker, and look at that cute little gummy worm. Oh yeah, so it does look like a gummy worm to me. I like it. I like it. I think it looks really cute. The eyes are glued in there really well. I can't turn them or anything like that. They're there. So there's my gummy worm. Now, are you going to make a gummy worm? And what colors would you make your gummy worm out of? And also, if you were going to put these in a crochet market, what would you price them as? What kind of price would you put on this little gummy worm? 10 rows of pink, 10 rows of green. Tell me in the comments, friends. Thank you. Friends, I totally forgot to show you what color yarns I had. I have the highlighter yellow. That's what I call it. Let me see what the name of it is. It is highlighter. Gosh, how did I mean, that's right, it's highlighter. And then there's blaze orange. And then this blue is not neon, because neon is not in that collection, but I just thought it would go. I'm not sure exactly what shade of blue this is, but it's in their Parfait Chunky colors. This didn't have a label on it because I've used some of it. And once I take that label off, they're gone. And I never know what color they are. But I think I'm going to put this blue and yellow together and make a worm. And then I'll do the orange and green together. And then maybe the pink and blue together. So I think I'll make several worms today. And just see, you know, how many I can make. And have fun making them. Because they're simple, easy, fast to work up. And hopefully, you know, I can get faster at it as I go. I was supposed to say, why do I have 2 hooks? Okay, because I used one to push that stuffing down. Y'all have to remind me of these things. But I just wanted to come back and add that little bit on there to show you what color yarns I am using today. All right, bye, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with me while I created this silly little gummy worm. If you make some, let me know. I appreciate your company today, and I will see you in the next video. Remember, friends, it's a beautiful day to crochet, and it's a perfect day to make some gummy worms.